talking about eyeshadow. I've already got some of my makeup on, and I thought I would bring you in on the rest. Now I'm going to start today with my e.l.f. Power Grip Primer on my eyelids. And this is pretty much a clear gel. Well, it's a little bit green. Clear, but it really is a power grip primer. Now, it's designed for your face, but I found that it's so good you can actually use it for your eyelids as well. I have oily eyelids, so this really helps hold my makeup in place. So I'm just going to tap that onto my lids, and I hope you are having an amazing day. I am having an amazing day. I'm glad that we're not frozen anymore in North Alabama. That's so awesome. So, boy, wherever you are, you still may have snow. You may also be in the middle of summer, depending on where you are. So, I hope that wherever you are, you're not too hot or too cold. So, here we go. Just a little bit of that primer, and then I'm going to let it dry. And I intend to take my eye primer out here a little bit as well, because I'm probably going to blend my makeup out there. So why wouldn't I want it to stick? It's important not to use too much when you're using your eye primer, just the right amount. And I'm just kind of feeling to see if that's still tacky. Now I've got a new eye palette we're going to use today. It's by Bare Minerals. I have dabbled in it once before, so you can tell where I've sort of gotten into it. And I'm not sure if this is something that I really like or I really don't like, so we're going to see. What attracted me to this was that it is called Bare Minerals Bounce and Blur. So it's actually kind of billeted as an eyeshadow palette that has a little bit of blurring in it. And I thought, well, for the state of my eyelids, I would love a product with some blurring in it. I did not feel like the first time I used this, I gave it a fair chance. And so we're going to see how it goes today. They're beautiful colors, absolutely beautiful colors. Everything has a little bit of a shimmer to it though, and I think that that's where the blurring comes in. So I'm not really crazy about that, but we're going to see how it goes. We're going to see just how it goes. Now I feel like this is nice and dry, and I'm just going to take the lightest color. As soon as I find a tissue, excuse me. As soon as I find a tissue here, I'm going to take the lightest color and I'm going to just grab some of that and see how this looks on my eye. Just going to go all over. Now, they also say on their write-up about this eyeshadow that you can actually use your fingers to apply it as well, which is true. I did use my fingers to apply it once, and that's very, very light. Add a little bit more. It does have a tiny, tiny bit of shimmer in it. It's not like a normal shimmer. Like usually when you have a shimmer eyeshadow, they're really trying to be very shimmery. This is really, I'm looking at my 10X mirror, and it's very, very subtle. And I'm hoping that's where the blurring is coming in. So I'm going to do the same thing over here. It's just kind of a cream color. I'd say as I get older, my biggest complaints to myself about myself are my eyes, my under eyes and my eyelids. They're just not holding up as happy as I was hoping that they would. Well, they're happy enough, but okay. Now the color that's next to it is actually kind of a gold. It's actually really shimmery compared to the first one. So, and they of course look different on your finger than they do when you put it on a brush and diffuse it. So we're going to just take that little bit of kind of that coppery gold look, and I'm just going to See if I really can apply it with my finger nicely. Yeah, I believe you could use these. I believe you could use these just on your fingers. So if you don't have a lot of dexterity in your hands and you're wanting to still wear makeup, I think that this might be something that you could do. It does have a tiny bit of blurring because if I was wearing shimmer in anything without a blurring agent in it, it would probably be really highlighting everything worse than it is right now. So I think this might be something that we can work with. All right, now I'm going to take, first I just had my big blender brush, right? I'm going to take a smaller brush here, and I'm going to grab some of this kind of rusty rose look. And the other thing they said about these is it's not supposed to have any fallout. So I just really packed that brush full. So let's see if it'll hold up to the no fallout claim. So I'm just going to tap it right in my eye socket, right in there. It's kind of like a rosy, rusty color. So I'm really kind of believing, well, there is actually a little bit of fallout, but it's really not very much. Now, for those of you who are just not sure what fallout is, it's where you put the powder on your eye and it all ends up under your eye. That's called the fallout, the under your eye part. It's a really pretty color. I think that maybe the first time I used this palette, I didn't give it very good chance. So we'll see. And I'm not sure how this is going to wear throughout the day either, but I'm just going to tap it where I want it. And then I'm going to take my bigger brush and see if I can blend this. Just windshield wiper strokes. Trying not to spread it all over the place. And I can also do those little circle strokes. But for the most part, I just want to windshield wiper it. And blend it out as far as it looks good. Looks pretty good. It's going with my lipstick. So far we're good. I got to tell you about this lipstick too. The lipstick is a new one for me. It's Maybelline Superstay Vinyl Ink. And I put this on for the second time today. Well, the first time today, but the second time period. And I did not use a primer or anything. And it does not go into the creases on your lips. So I'll have that linked in the video later on. But I thought that was pretty neat. It does stay a little tacky. So if you don't like a tacky feeling, that will not work. But it didn't stick to my teeth or anything. It stays a little bit tacky. And if I press on it, I can get a little tiny bit of color. But for the most part, it's sticking to where I put it. So I really like that. All right, let's go on and do this other eye. Now, if you've said anything in the comments, I will definitely respond to you shortly. Let me go ahead and finish this eye look first, though, because if I don't, I'll get all off track and we'll never get back. So I'm just going to tap it. Try to get it in the same spot as my other eye. Now I bring it a little deeper here because I have that kind of pad right there of a little fat, so I like that to recede. So just kind of get it on where I want, and then I'm going back to my bigger brush. So I'm loving this little community we're building here. I've seen several of you actually talking back and forth in comments on different videos, and I absolutely love that. I love that you are feeling the community just like I am, and I think that's amazing. I've actually figured out that YouTube is more social, I think, than any other platform. I believe this is the place to be right here. I had no idea YouTube would be so social, but I'm actually more social here than I am anywhere else. And it's amazing. And it's amazing to me to actually make friends on, this kind of platform because I didn't think that was possible. I never could figure out why people hung out on YouTube. I have the attention span of a gnat, so oh goodness. So I never did understand, being on YouTube much. And then when the shorts came into play, I was like, oh, okay, I can watch shorts till the cows come home. But like I said, that's the short attention span. So I think I'm going to take a little bit of this darker color and see how this looks under my eyes. It's this one here. And it's looking like a brown. I'm going to load it up and try it right here. Kind of a brown. And I'm going to go under and see how this looks. Now, if you've been with me for a little bit, you know that I like to use eyeshadow under my eyes rather than eyeliner because it's softer and I still get some definition that way. It's not for everybody though. It's definitely not for everybody. And I also bring mine in a little closer too because I like that definition all the way around. And I'm not one of those people who's like, oh, you can't do that because it makes you look older. You know what? If I like it, I'm okay. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. And I'll clean this up a little bit later with my concealer because it kind of stuck right there. It looks nice up close, but I am getting a little bit of fallout. And I'm going to go ahead and take what's left on there and I'm going to go over and just kind of sweep that down like that. Gives me a little bit of a lifted look when we're finished. Same here. I basically start at the inner socket and then sweep it toward the middle of my eye. So on me, I don't really have a crease because, I have these hooded eyes. But if you feel for that socket, if your eyes are shaped like mine, if you feel for that socket, then you kind of know about where to start. And the reason that I start at the socket is because that's where I need everything from that point inward. I need that to all tuck under neatly when I relax my eyes. So if that doesn't make sense or I didn't say that clearly, then you let me know in the comments and I'll make sure to get it straight for you. So, and I can kind of tap it into that socket a little bit to give me a little bit more of a depth, sort of a lifted depth. Because that's the problem with my kind of hooded eyes is there's no depth because it's just like all flush. It's like, okay, here's my eyebrows and then everything's just flush with my face. So that's why I have to do it a little bit different than other eye shapes. It's looking pretty nice. I don't know how it's looking on camera to you, but it's looking pretty nice from here. And I'm going to go ahead and push the limits and try the black. Got to push the limits. I have to push the limits. So I'm just going to go right over the same way that I did just to see how dark that is. And it's actually a very, very soft. All of these colors are very, very soft. Very, very soft black. I think it's really kind of pretty. Kind of pretty. This is more than what I would normally do, on a normal day. I might go with something a little bit faster. But I think you could actually get a nice glam look out of this. But it is falling on my cheeks. So the no fallout part is definitely not true. But I do believe there's a soft, very subtle reflection of the light. So that's good. Well, I wanted to bring up something really quickly too that I forgot. I'm seeing a lot of this sunscreen online. I love it. It's the Dew Glow. It's the Naturium Dew Glow Moisturizer SPF 50. But I've noticed that a lot of people are covering it and saying that they are not, like it's not going into their eyes. And I have to tell you, this sunscreen will go into my eyes just as fast as any other sunscreen. So, not everybody's the same for everyone. It may be because I have oily lids. I don't know. So you can definitely use your fingers. Definitely use your fingers. I'll tell you what, that's what I ought to do. That's what we ought to do. Do a whole finger look. And that way, for people who can't do brushes, let's do that. Let's do that right now. For people who can't really, work with brushes, let's just take off one of these eyes and see if we can do it with fingers. I should have thought of that to begin with. Would have been more fun. Okay, here we go. Easy come, easy go. Because I know sometimes, well, you get different things wrong, and then it's just difficult. It's just so hard to hold on to a brush, or, if you're not used to using brushes, it can be a lot harder. And I know, like, your fingers get twisted, and it's hard to hold on to things. So let's just try this again and see if we could recommend this for maybe our 70s plus ladies. Okay? All right. So I'm going to start out with that Power Grip Primer one more time. One more time. And of course I put way too stinking much on there. Get a little bit on there. I love, love, love to experiment. And I love to experiment with a good cause. All right, let's let that dry. And I'm going to look at comments really quickly and see what we got. My glasses are so dirty. Oh, it's amazing that I can see anything. All right, let's see. We need live chat. Okay, hi, Victoria. She lists all the products in the description. Thank you. Thank you, hugs and kisses. I appreciate you telling Victoria. Okay. Oh, yeah, the lipstick color is amazing. Thank you. And I will put everything into the description as soon as I'm done. If you give me about an hour, it takes me about an hour for some reason, just household distractions and things. Yes, and from Scotland. Ooh, I haven't been to Scotland since I was a kid. Beautiful, beautiful place. Okay, hugs and kisses says, looking great. Thank you. The lipstick does not stay on all day because I found that, when I ate yesterday was the first time I used it. I found that when I ate, a little bit came off, but after eating and drinking twice, I still had about 50% of it on. And I really liked the way that it wore because it didn't just leave the exterior line, like the lip line. It actually kind of faded all together. So I liked it. And I've got my glass here. So I'm going to take a swig and you'll see where, it does stick a little bit. Sorry, that was just an excuse to get a drink. But, I mean, it stuck a little bit, but it's hard to tell. So it's not one of those that will stick easily. But it does kind of remain a little bit tacky. So I hope that helped you. Now I'm going to brush off this stuff that's under here. And I will answer everybody and say hi to everyone. But let's go ahead and do this real quick. For older ladies and for people who just have problems and don't like to use brushes. I'm just going to start from the top, grab that color, and see how we do. Just going to put it all over because I think that could be an amazing thing. I mean, I could just be crazy too. I'm going to take it all the way. I'm going to try to do it. I'm going to try to do it the same way I did the other one. So far on my end, up close in the 10x mirror, it's looking phenomenal. I mean, I got to tell you, that looks amazing. Why would you ever use a brush? Okay, on to, I'm going to use the red. And of course, it may not blend exactly the same. We're going to see. What I'm going to do is use one one finger to sort of apply it, and then another finger to blend because I don't want it to keep adding color. So I'll just use a little. Pretty good so far, right? Okay, then I'm going to grab a little bit of that brown. I'm trying to remember where I put it. I put it right there, I believe. Then they feel really creamy too. Now, I don't sell these or anything. I'm not even sure. Well, I think I bought it on Amazon, but I'll find the link for you. Don't worry. Stick a little there. Suddenly I'm thinking, why did I take all that time with the brushes? Take a little bit of that black, just kind of pop it right there. I think this is doable, ladies. I think this is something that if you have problems with your hands, or if you just like to use your fingers, those looking smoking, okay? My fingers are a mess, but who cares? The only thing I'm not going to be able to do, I don't think, is under my eyes. We're going to see. And I need a smaller finger, I'm sure. Try to do it. Okay. All right. A little bit there. That actually turned out pretty good. It's good when you're happy with yourself, right? Okay. I think I could use a little tiny bit of blending up here. And I'm going to see if I can take one of the lighter colors and how it looks if I go over the darker color for blending. And yeah, that works. That totally works. So if you don't feel like you can blend with your finger on the darker colors, then you can actually layer them and they work nicely. So there's a little bit more of that kind of red. Here's a little bit of that lighter color. Yeah, turned out pretty nice. I can't really see much of a difference. Can you? Can you see much of a difference at all? I'm going to grab a little bit of that penny copper look. Pop it right there. Stick it on the other one the same. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. Pretty amazed. Okay, so that is something I was not counting on being so cool. I was actually prepared to be really annoyed with it. Like really, really annoyed. Okay, so let me clean my fingers off and we're going to finish up this look really quickly. I appreciate you helping each other in the comments, by the way. What an amazing group of people. Amazing, amazing. You guys are amazing. Okay, now I need some blush. And I think I'm just going to use my cream blush, hoping that's going to be the right color with my lips and everything. Stick it on there. I need a little bit there. Tiny bit as the contour. Use my, since it's cold outside, have a little red nose that grew it off. Use a teeny bit up here. And blend. Let's see. So I hope everybody's ready for the new year and whatever that means to you. I am not a big New Year's resolution person, but that doesn't mean I don't support people who are. I find that if I'm not reinventing myself pretty frequently, I'm just unhappy. I have to always be getting into something. So work is good for me, pushes me in good directions, if you know what I mean. So I'm going to go ahead and throw some lashes on. lashes. Where are the lashes? Can't see. Here we go. Lashes. I'm going to do my bottom lashes first. So, just lightly. I got some water on my face somehow. Wow, that's not lightly. There's all these strange noises in the background all of a sudden. I hope they're not bothersome. I have to tell you, looking at this in my 10x mirror, the side that I did with the brushes is no better than the other side. I don't think you could do that with most eyeshadow. So I'm going to have to say that I like this for that reason. I was hoping for matte colors instead of shimmery colors, and that's kind of why I poo-pooed it in my brain to begin with. Because I hate that everything is kind of shimmery. Or like it's hard to buy a palette that's just matte. And by Bare Minerals, I thought it would, I don't know, I guess it was just not expecting that. But I'm pleasantly surprised. I don't mind saying when I'm wrong at all. And I'm not even going to curl my lashes. I'm just going to go for it here. My lashes are so wonky. It doesn't even matter if I curl them. They just do their own thing. They just go off in directions wherever they feel like it, no matter what I do. So for those who just got through Christmas, I hope everything was fun at your house. Things were really mellow and nice at my house. No drama. No big company. We did all that the week before. So everything was really, really just flexible, light and cheery. Good food. Fun time with my teenager and my husband and my mom. We were just all just happy to be here, you know. My dad's the one who really loved Christmas, but he's since passed. And I think once, you know, one of your close loved ones passes around Christmas or for Christmas, it's just hard. It's just hard because you remember all the good times, you know, when they were there. And one of my best friends passed away literally a few weeks ago. So I was like, well, thanks for that, you know. My goodness, some people in leaving. And it helps me to joke about it, you know, because I'm like, that's what I would do if they were here. So we'd be joking about it, talking about what an absurd thing that is to say. How dare you leave me? All right. So then I just like to go around looking in my 10x mirror. Last thing, just make sure nothing's creasing up. If it is, I'm going to use a Q-tip and a little bit of cream, or even a Q-tip by itself, and just kind of get rid of it. And I do think it's important to just let your makeup sit on your face for a while before you actually go anywhere, because it is, if you have wrinkles, it is going to settle in a wrinkle. No matter what you do, you're going to have makeup. It's going to pull in some things. So even if you try really hard and use setting sprays and use primers and everything, it will definitely cut down on some things, but it's not going to make it perfect. So I don't want you to think that it will. All right, let me take a couple of looks-y here And we are done unless you have a question. Amazon has an all matte palette. However, there is lots of fallout. I have to get my wet my brush to go. Oh, yeah. So hello from Oregon. I am not a makeup artist. I am a makeup enthusiast. So thank you so much. Thank you, Southern Girl. All right, let me start from the beginning and just say hi to everybody. Hi, Verna. You can't hear anything I say because you're deaf. I'm sorry, sweetheart. I'm sure you can't read my lips either because I'm going too fast. Hi, Diana. Love your channel. Very pretty. Thank you. Hi, Penny. Penny says hi to everybody. Janny, hi from Denmark. Just joined. Yeah, the lip color is actually called Maybelline Super Stay Vinyl Ink. And the color is, let's see if it's, I hope it says it. It is 40. It's called Witty. Maybelline Super Stay Ink, Vinyl Ink, and it's Witty. Kellyanne, I'm glad you found my channel too. Pampa, hi. You're so sweet too. Tell me that. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. Hugs and kisses. You just got your Blink mascara and can't wait to try. Oh, the Blink mascara is amazing. So let me know if what you think about it or if you have any trouble. It depends on the kind you got, but those the ones from Blink are amazing. They don't smudge under your eyes. They're the bomb. I love those tubing mascaras. So good. I haven't had a smudge under my eyes since I started using them. Let's see what else we got here. Oh, thank you, Tamara. I hope I'm saying everybody's names right. With a name like Camille, I've been called everything. Everything for sure. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, mostly ladies, but we can't forget about the gentlemen because they're there too. Thank you so much for joining me live. I hope that this was as entertaining as maybe I thought it was. And, we both learned something new today, and that was about this wonderful lipstick and about that Bare Minerals palette. I thought it was really neat that you could actually use it with your fingers, and it's just, I think it was like $20, so it's really not bad. 20, maybe 25. And it's called the Bounce and Blur. Let me see if it has a name of the colors. The Bounce and Blur, it's the Dusk palette. Bounce and Blur Dusk. So if that interested you, there you go. And I'll put all this stuff into the description later on and in the first comment. I hope you've noticed that I've started to do that. Somebody told me that you could do that, and I was like, that's amazing. So for people who can't find the description or are hearing impaired, because I do not understand sign language, I'm too dumb, but you can find it in the top comment of all of my newer videos. So I love you. Mwah. Have an amazing week, and I'll see you tomorrow.